Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you very much, as always, for your tweets. Don, Frank and Stevie with me. Stevie, do you see any truth to the rumour that Salah is unhappy at Liverpool? If it's true, is there anyone that can replace him?
I find it hard to believe that he's unhappy. I'm not quite sure where this is coming from.
Well, it's from that interview, isn't it, that he did with As, where he said you never know what can happen in the future when asked about going to Real Madrid or Barcelona.
Well, but listen, the media will always take it as, well, he's not happy, he wants to go. He might just be saying, I'm not going to say anything other than nothing, because he hasn't said anything. He's just said, I've got an open mind. He didn't say, oh, I'm not signing for Liverpool again. So it depends how you want to take these things. And it actually depends on the individual. And I don't think Salah is the type of person who's going to go rocking the boat on purpose. I think he was probably just trying to be vanilla and ends up, everybody's jumping on this as if he wants to leave.
The second part of that, if it say he does go, Stevie, who would you have replacing him?
Ooh. Well, they've already got Diego Jota. So you've still got a great front three. Now you've got to go and try and get another backup. So, listen, I don't want him to go. He's frustrating, yes. I mean, he was frustrating against the weekend against West Brom, but I don't want him to go. The guy can produce something from nothing.
Steve Nichols says Liverpool don't need Salah, they have Jota.
Oh, shut you.
He's good at it. He's very good at it.
On yesterday's Extra Time, there was quite the debate between Stevie and Don regarding a 0-0 or a 9-9. Stevie said he would appreciate a 0-0 much more than a 9-9 because at least there would be some sort of tactical involvement. Frank, what are your views on that debate? Would you prefer to watch a 9-9 or a 0-0?
It depends if I'm on the fact that I'm in front of the TV or I'm on the field.
No, you're not on the field. Just
if
to
I'm
watch.
On the field, I'm on the field. I go for the 0-0. I was a defender. If I'm pretty sure I would be half guilty for half of the goals if I'm on the 9-9. Whereas 0-0, I would have done my job.
Obviously, no, that's obvious, that answer. But what would you prefer to watch, Frank? A 9-9 or a 0-0?
I think I would go for a 9-9.
Of course.
It would be funny to watch, you know.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
I don't want to be bored in front of the TV. I want to have fun.
Is that the biggest contradiction you've heard in a long time? So a defender wants to see other defenders making a complete mess of it. I don't know about you, Frank, but I spend half my time shouting at defenders watching the telly when they make stupid mistakes or are in the wrong spot.
But you imagine...
You're telling me you
imagine
watch the
Stevie,
telly and you don't even cross your mind. Oh, it's a goal. Well, the guy should have done this, but that's okay. It's a lovely goal. I like to see goals.
Stevie, you know what? Having other players of big defenders doing a 9-9 makes me feel that, okay, I feel good because I made those mistakes. They can do the same, so I'm happy. You know, it's okay. You know, no, but I think I just watch a movie. I just watch a football game. The essence of football is scoring goals. And even if I was a defender, I like to see goals. Of course, I don't want to see mistakes. Can it be a 9-9 with shots on target from 30 yards, top corner, with no mistakes for the defenders?
I'm going to gamble.
It can be.
I'm going to take a big gamble
It can
and
be
think
like that.
if it's 9-9, there may be a mistake or two involved.
Steve, you're on your own in this
Yeah,
one.
maybe.
Don,
Yes,
Aston Villa, Everton, Leicester, who will finish higher and at what position?
Well, get Aston Villa out of there because they won't finish higher than Everton or Leicester.
Okay.
And I will go against the Neil Satty's Nisi Optimum Everton shirt behind me, and I will say Leicester.
Leicester?
I think they've just got something about them this season.
So what position will they finish, Don? Here we go.
Leicester.
Yeah.
Fifth.
Who's finishing above them?
Liverpool.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Man City.
Yep.
Man United.
Right.
Chelsea.
There he is. There you go.
Balls! False, Don! False! 50-50!
Frank, what was a football skill you did not have at the start of your career and you worked on throughout your career to achieve it? When did you know you achieved it and how difficult was it?
Oh, what a question. What a question. I had hair before, and I lost because of haters. So I don't know what I can say. I know. But the physical aspect, maybe of my abilities. I wasn't very good, but I never thought that I could be better physically. And I worked hard when I came for Chelsea. And I was capable of going forward and backwards, which I never thought I would be able to. I started my career almost midfielder, and I dropped down to defender because I never thought that I was physically good enough to handle the ball in the middle of the park. So, yeah, I suddenly realized that if I have worked better when I was at the academy, physically talking, maybe I could have played in the midfield zone, maybe.
What about you, Don?
I can remember Graham Souness talking to me when Stevie was there, and Graham Souness didn't fancy me as a midfield player. He said to me, "You do too much running. You need to stand still." And I went away from that, and I went. One of the lads asked me, Jamie Redknapp asked me, "What did the gaffer say?" And I went, "Oh, he told me to stand still." And he went, "What does that mean?" I went, "I've got no idea. I don't know what he's just said there." And then all of a sudden, about 6 years later on, I had a light bulb moment when I was playing for West Ham. And I was standing still, and the game was coming very easy to me because I was standing still and not just running here, there, and everywhere. So with experience, you learn about the game, and you wish you knew what you knew at 30 when you were 17, 18, 19, trying to make your way into the team. So experience is what you get, but you can't be taught that. You just get it by a number of games and repetition and how many pitches you take in your brain throughout the hundreds of games you play.
6 years for the pennies to drop,
You know what?
Don.
Hey,
I've only been on
hey,
that.
by
He's a
the
little
way,
bit slow. He's a little bit slow, but he did it.
Go on, Stevie.
by the way, all these little nuggets are passed down. Don's saying, "Well, Graham told me this." Graham didn't invent it. It was Joe Fagan that passed it down to him, and probably I'm wondering who passed it to Joe Fagan. So all of these things have come down all through the years, and that's
There's
why.
the phone. There's the phone, everyone.
And that's why we can't forget about the past, because there's a million things that have happened in football that were going on 40, 50 years ago that apply today. And that little nugget Don brought out is perfect for today as well as it was 40 years ago.
Frank, what's happened to your background?
Oh, I don't know. It's because it's late. We
Happy
have to
New
go
Year.
to bed.
Happy
Just
New Year,
me.
everyone.
Yeah, almost.
Stevie,
Voilà, pardon.
is Jurgen Klopp the biggest sore loser in football? He complains about defensive teams being defensive, about the Premier League's fixture list, 3 subs and not 5, and even kick-off times too.
I wouldn't argue that he's been a little prickly recently. It's the first time I can ever remember listening to him and thinking, right, I've had enough of that, Jurgen. There's a time and a place and to criticise things, but when you keep doing it time after time after time, it gets old and it gets annoying. So right now he's in a prickly mood. I hope he stops doing it, and I'm sure he will. He's probably just a little frustrated, like we all get sometimes.
Liverpool legend Stevie Nicol
I think we have to look
tells
for
Jurgen Klopp
Dan.
to
I think we
shut
have
up
to
and
look
get on
for-
with it. That's what we're hearing, Stevie.
I think he has to go to look for on his jeans. He looks like more French than German in those circumstances, complaining, criticizing everything.
Yes.
Really looks French.
That's
so
a-
maybe
that's
he
a
has
French
maybe he
trait.
has a little bit of... Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is, yeah.
Any of you guys had superstitions like Jack Grealish and his socks? Don?
Hold on a minute. Jack Grealish's biggest superstition is he has to throw himself on the floor 15 times at least a game. That's his biggest.
Now that's
superstition.
Neymar. That's Neymar. That's not Grealish.
I'm sick of it.
That's
I tell you
Neymar's
what,
superstition.
I was actually looking at the clock today. The first time he went down was just under a minute on the clock. The next one was on 3 minutes. The most embarrassing. He threw himself on the ground near where the dugouts were. I mean, it was just embarrassing. Honest to goodness, if Jack Grealish stayed on his feet more, imagine what he would do. He's a brilliant player, but imagine how good he would be if he just didn't go around looking for free kicks and diving all over the place. It really spoils it for me when I watch him doing that because he's such a good player. Right, I've got it off my chest.
Damn those South Americans coming over here and diving around. Don, superstitions?
Not really.
No.
If I'd played well, having a shower before a game, I'd shower the next game, and then when that didn't work, I'd have a hot bath and just hoping something might change. But the best one I ever saw, and Stevie will back me up on this, was Bruce Grobbelaar at Liverpool. And he used to have a ball in his hand, and the light switch was probably, I don't know, Stevie, 5 yards away. And Brucey used to ping the ball off the light switch, and he wouldn't go out on the pitch to warm up until he hit the light switch and turned the lights off in the dressing room.
You've told us about that before, Steve. It's annoying, yeah?
Well, I think he continued to do it at home. I think eventually, I think it was Ronnie Moran because he started doing it when we were away from home as well. So it's all right at home for some reason. You can get away with it, but he was doing it away from home. So sometimes you got tiny wee dressing rooms. I think eventually Ronnie Moran said to him, right, you can do that at home, but don't ever do it away again. And he just stopped doing it.
Stevie, you had millions of superstitions, yeah?
Oh, aye. Same as Don's talking about. If you remember something that you did, then you do it again. But the chance is you forget it by the next week and something else is cropped in your head, so you try that. It's a continual process of covering your back, basically, with nonsense.
Frank?
I gave up superstition when I was like 23 years old because I was going crazy, like just Steve said. I was wearing the same underwear every game. I was washing it in between.
Right.
And the thing is that, for example, in Strasbourg, we had the same. We had 3 urinals in the bathroom, and I always had to go in the one in the middle. And one day I was late, and the two on the side were free. One player was taking sometimes in the middle, the urinal in the middle, and the ref started to whistle to say we have to go. And I said, no, I have to wait. And the coach started to shout, and I found myself so ridiculous at that point that I gave up all superstition. So after 23 years old, and I remember Romario when he was shooting, when he was playing for Barcelona, shooting balls on the footballs on the stand, and signing himself like 4 times. And can you imagine if he had scored? How many times he would have signed himself. So I think, I'm not crazy about superstition. I think it drives you crazy, like just Nico said.
Did any of your French teammates have any, Frank, that stood out?
Like crazy superstition?
Yeah.
Nothing in particular that I've noticed. I was so busy with mine, when I was before 23, that no, I didn't see anything. No, nothing special.
Stevie, were there any managers back in your day who were in the mould of Sam Allardyce, someone who was always able to deliver results for unfashionable clubs with an uncompromising brand of football?
No, I can't think of any.
No.
No, I can't think of any. To be honest, Stan, I would say the reason being is that in today's game, the difference between the teams at the top and the teams at the bottom, as far as ability was concerned throughout the team, wasn't as high as it is today. I mean, if you look at the Liverpool team on paper and you look at the West Brom team on paper, the difference in ability is just incredible, and there's no other way to make up for it. Whereas when we played, of course, you could tackle harder, you could be more physical against opponents, and so it kind of narrowed the field. Yes, if you did the same way us on paper, we were better than other teams. But they could go about it in a physical manner, particularly, along with a lot of other stuff like the ball and growing the grass and just all types of other things that you could do to close the gap. You can't really do an awful lot today other than what Sam did and what Slaven Bilic did at City, by the way, 2 weeks previous with his team, and stick 10 men behind the ball.
Stevie, final question. Your New Year's resolutions. Any new diet plans?
Absolutely.
What's the plan?
Diet. I mean, diet is pretty simple. Put less in there. There you go.
Yeah, but I believe that's been attempted many times before.
If you don't want to get too technical, stop putting in as many things in your mouth.
Remember that time when you were on Twitter and you wanted people to sponsor you to lose weight? Didn't you say if you get $1,000, I'll lose 20 pounds?
No. That's typical. That was a typical Thomas Burley combination of trying to turn this into. No, what I was trying to do was put the money to charity. That's what I was going to do. I wasn't wanting to get sponsored for myself.
That's exactly what it is, a sponsor. You wanted to be sponsored to lose weight.
No, that's not how you made it look.
But that's exactly what you said. You said, sponsor me. If I get $1,000, I'll lose 20
No,
pounds.
I used your word. The money was the people that wanted to would put the money into what I would have done was got on the site where they would put the money towards a certain charity.
Then what if you didn't lose that weight?
Then I had to cover it.
Oh,
but you didn't want to listen to that.
Definitely not the case.
See, you didn't want to listen to that bit. A typical Thomas. He only makes up and listens to what he wants.
Don, you might not have seen it. Stevie posted a picture of his horrible feet on the scales, like with his toenails and everything. Said, if you don't give me money, I won't lose weight. Right, that is it.
Cashy.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions, Frank?
No, nothing much. I have to lose 5 pounds.
Oh.
No, in kilos, we have 5 pounds. Which is
Frank, if you need any advice, give us a call.
Thank you, Stevie. I'll call you.
Don, are you going to be? I imagine you'll be on your bike more. Fascinating.
Don wants to put some on.
Oh, you're not on Instagram, Stevie.
His whole life.
Don posts every day about his cycle route that nobody cares about. Oh, look, I went cycling today.
Mountain biking, Dan, it's amazing. Get in the countryside, get in the forest, get loads of mud on your face.
Oh, great.
15k, it's amazing.
Nobody cares, Don. That is it. ESPN FC back on your screens tomorrow. More resolution talk. We'll see you then. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.